Business Brain, episode 683 for Casual FridAI, September 12th, National Day of Encouragement. You can encourage me to speak better. 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains individually and collectively so that we can each keep on living those charmed lives and we help each other do it. Our sponsors for this episode include Shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for your $1 per month trial period, and MintMobile.com/businessbrain, where you have like 10 days left or so to sign up for your 3-month unlimited wireless trial plan for just $15 a month. So we'll talk more about both of those in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire on FridAI, I'm Dave Hamilton.
I love FridAI. I'm Shannon G, and I'm still here in Northern California.
Yeah, man. I have an idea for a new segment, Shannon.
Okay.
I mean, it's a sub-segment of FridAI,
all right,
and it's going to be the mundane, DAINE.
I like it. I like it. Yes.
What
is it, Dave?
Well, it was fed by necessity, but it's something really that we've been trying to foster for a long time, is this idea that sharing everything that we do with AI, and I don't mean everything, but sharing even the stuff that you think or I think or you out there listening think is mundane is actually helpful to everyone else. It's obvious to you to use AI for whatever, but it might not be. It definitely isn't going to be obvious to me or Shannon if we haven't already done it. These are the obvious things once you know to do them. So we're going to kind of go and toss out some ideas here. We can talk about them or not.
Cool.
The first one, for the last 3 weeks, Shannon, I have probably twice a day, 3 times a day, gotten somewhat targeted, but also somewhat blanket emails from people. And this might be longer. It might be like the last 3 months. Daily, though, multiple times a day, emails from people asking me if I want either an investment in Backbeat Media or to sell it to like a family office or private equity or something like that.
Okay.
And I just keep ignoring them because they seem bulk. But it's like today, finally, I was like, okay, what's the play here? Why is this happening? It's there's clearly a pattern. Even if it's spam, all spam is sent for a reason. Yeah. Right. And so I said, is there a scam happening that I can't, that is, not obvious to me, or something else? And it was like, no, this isn't a scam. I mean, some of them might be. I gave it examples of like 3 of the emails and just asked, am I missing anything? And it's like, no, there's a renewed interest now in small and mid-market acquisitions. That surge has been happening since early 2025. And it's like, okay, great. This all makes sense. And it explained more about that and did all that stuff. But it was like, great. And then it asked me, of course, do you want me to draft replies to these to see if maybe, you never know, maybe a good fit is out there, but you got to weed them out to get there. And now it's, it wrote me 3 replies. It's like, all right, well, for these type of people, send this one. For these type of people, send this one. And, I could put them into text expander if I want.
Yes.
But that was just one of the things. Like, help me identify a pattern or help me explain a pattern that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That's my first one.
Yes. Okay. I'll do one. I'm just looking at the chats, as it stores them and the history here. And I can just tell you, I use it. It has replaced my search engine, right? I mean, not only do I do projects that it's far more in depth, I'm talking about ChatGPT, but like I had an issue with YouTube TV up at our River House yesterday, and I was like, here it is, YouTube TV subscription issue. I asked questions about that. Tell me how I can work around it. It's really not an issue. It's the fact that I can't use YouTube TV at more than one location that really fried me. And I was trying to come up with a workaround.
I have a workaround for you. You want me to give that to you right now?
Yes,
I will. It's something called TailScale.
Yeah.
TailScale is a VPN. Essentially,
yes.
but it's not.
Okay.
That's a good way to. I mean, it is, but it's not. What TailScale lets you do is create a. You know how when you're at home.
Yes.
All of your devices are on the same network.
Yes.
You could connect from your computer to your, I don't know, if you've got some other network device, like a network storage device or, your smart TV, sometimes you can connect to it, right? It's all just local. But if you take your laptop and you go to a hotel, you can't connect to any of those devices on your home network anymore because you're not on your home network.
Okay.
Well, the idea is that TailScale, you install it on each of your devices, and now all of those devices are on a network together. And it doesn't matter where they are. It creates this sort of wide area local network, if you will.
Yeah.
And all of the devices can talk to each other.
Okay.
That's the baseline feature of TailScale.
And
one of the other features of TailScale is that you can set one or more of the devices to allow the device to be what's called an exit node. Now, an exit node means that other devices on your tailnet, now that we're using this term, can choose to route all of their traffic through that. So they will appear to be coming from wherever that device that's being an exit node is.
Okay.
So if you want YouTube TV to work in multiple locations, you set up a device at your house. An Apple TV can be you can install it on that, right? So you install TailScale on your Apple TV and you tell that Apple TV at your home, your primary home, to be your exit node. And then you get another Apple TV and you put that at, say, your river house. And you install TailScale on that and you connect it and tell it use that exit node. And now YouTube TV has no other way of knowing that device is not sitting at your primary home.
And it's not just YouTube TV. It could be
any
streaming service.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And after, 30 days, 90 days, it tries to squeeze you a little bit more. But
Nope. It has no way of knowing.
That's awesome.
It won't work with the YouTube TV app or the YouTube app on your iPhone because your iPhone has another way of knowing its location, and the YouTube app can see that your iPhone, it can effectively use the iPhone's GPS, and there's no way to isolate that we have found. So
that's
anyway,
great. I love it.
I know.
I need Dave GPT for that one.
That was Dave GPT. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Sorry to merail us from the mundane.
I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
So, back to the mundane, though. We got to do a couple more of these mundane things because the whole point of this is we want to show you that there are these mundane things that you use AI for that are interesting to all of us, and we want you to send in yours. So, to feedback@businessbrain.show. So the next one that I have is to your point of using it as a search engine. We redid our kitchen, and because we didn't want to redo the ceilings and everything, we are relegated to still having track lighting. We have a junction box in one spot, and we want lights in other spots, and it's just how it is.
Yes.
It's fine. I searched Amazon for months, arguably a year, not obsessively, and could never find what I wanted. I took a picture of our existing track lighting
I love it.
and gave it to ChatGPT, and it said, what you want is H-type tracks. Yes, it's not as popular as it was 10 years ago, but it's still pretty popular, and this is what you search for. As soon as I searched for H-type track lighting, options came up, and now we've got something on the way.
That's awesome. I love it.
So using it as your search engine.
I love it. I'll give you a real quick one too that I love. I was up at the mountains at the river, and I didn't know the fishing regulations for the area. And I said, tell me what the fishing regulations are for the North Fork of the McCollum River in Calaveras County. And it came back, here's a scoop from the North Fork of the McCollum River. You can fish there all year round. The daily bag limit's 5 trout. You can have up to 10 in your possession. Keep in mind, any creeks or tributaries feeding into the North Fork are off limits from late April through mid-November. So as long as you're staying in the main river, you're good to go.
I love it. Yep.
And I use it like this more and more. And it does take some getting used to. If you ask those questions on a search engine,
Oh, it'd be a disaster.
It's a disaster. And
Yes.
they don't not, and even with Google, not to target Google all the time, but with Google's AI answers, it's not as good. It's not as good. So definitely want to.
When I have somebody coming on GigGab,
yeah,
I mean, for one more mundane thing.
Yeah, do it.
Like let's say I was going to interview Shannon Jean on Business Brain, right? I would just go in to ChatGPT and say, hey, I've got Shannon Jean coming on Business Brain. Please come up with 10 topics that are going to be great prompts for Shannon to tell stories about his life.
That's good.
And then I get to filter them and ask follow-up questions and all of those things and narrow it down to what I want to ask. But man, is it better than starting from scratch. So that's three things, and it's not any of the three that I thought we were going to talk about.
It's
but
okay.
I love that.
Tell us what your mundane use of AI is. Feedback@businessbrain.show so we can share it with everybody else.
That's the whole idea. Is we're going to share. That we share, you share. We're just the stewards of the data. We're just sharing it back and forth. That's all we do. We have more data to share. The next thing that we're going to be stewards of is telling you about our sponsors. Because hey, I got a question for you. Do you struggle with procrastinating? Putting off something that could save you a ton of money. That was me. I first heard about Mint Mobile in like 2018. We even interviewed Aaron North, who was with Mint Mobile at the time, but I didn't actually switch myself until December of 2020. And I kicked myself for waiting because I could have saved thousands more dollars. Since switching, it's been flawless. Same phones, same number, same coverage, just a bill that's so low. I kind of double check it every year when I pay it, but it's like, it's real life. It's how it goes. And right now, new customers can get 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data on the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your phone, you keep your contacts, and finally stop burning cash with big wireless. Quit stalling and start saving when you make the switch. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/businessbrain. That's mintmobile.com/businessbrain. There's an upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. That's how that works. Limited time new customer offer for the first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigs on unlimited plans. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Live your charmed life without the big wireless bill. Oh, and hurry, because this deal ends on September 22nd. And make sure you use our link, mintmobile.com/businessbrain, because that way you get the deal and we get the recognition for referring you. And that's good for everybody. And our thanks to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this episode. And hey, picture this. It's midnight. You're scrolling on your phone. You've added way too many things to your cart, and then it hits you. You left your wallet in the other room. Normally that means an abandoned cart until you see it. That glorious purple Shop Pay button. One tap and suddenly you're still in bed, warm, comfy. And now also the proud owner of a gadget you'll convince yourself was a business expense. That's the magic of our sponsor, Shopify. And here's the thing. Shopify doesn't just make buying easy. It makes selling a dream. Shopify powers 10% of all U.S. e-commerce, from giants like Mattel to creators just getting started. And I use it with my other businesses to sell merch for the podcast because it works flawlessly. With hundreds of ready-to-go templates, you can launch a gorgeous store without touching any code. Use their built-in marketing and email tools to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. And that purple button, it's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. So if you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain. One more time, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. All right, Shannon. I know we're going to tell people how to get Perplexity Pro free for a year before this ends. But before we do that,
I'm good.
You want to take this thing and turn it on its head, don't you?
I do. I want to invert because I just had a lesson in this, which I will describe. But I have a theory, and I believe that when you're starting something new, the less automation, the better. Because
Oh,
you need to, and I'm a huge fan of automation, systemization, AI, doing all these things to speed things up and
sure.
make it easier and all this kind of stuff. But doing it manually from, I don't care what it is, unloading pallets of stuff to doing your research to buy things, to designing your own ads, to learning how to, write your own copy for, doing it manually at the beginning, you just, it gives you a much better feel for what needs to be done. And I'll give you an example. So I'm in, I've grown my account on X pretty good. And I was like, hey, I need to build my Instagram and let's just stay with it, my Instagram presence. And so this time I was like, this will be different. I don't really know anything about it.
It's very different than
very,
X.
very
Yes.
different.
Yes.
I don't know anything about Instagram. So, and I have some people that have done really well there, and they recommended this agency that would help me. I was like, okay, great. So I hired this agency, and they start producing great content, videos, short form, all this kind of stuff. I'm giving them some stuff, and they're taking it and doing things with it. But I'm kind of distant from it,
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah,
it's you got to do that on your own. Yeah. Or at least you need to be hands-on.
Hands-on.
You can have other people,
of course, helping you. Yeah. Hands-on.
Yeah.
It hit me that I had made this mistake when I'm trying to grow followers, and they're helping me, and they're doing a great job, and I'm going to continue to use them. In my newsletter last week, I've been using them for about a month, and it's been kind of stagnant. Not a lot of growth, but we're just getting started, trying to figure out what works.
Sure.
And I was like, well, I'm going to mention in my newsletter that, hey, I'd come follow me on Instagram.
Sure. That's a good place to start. Nothing wrong with that.
That's all I said. And I increased my Instagram followers by 25% overnight.
Yeah.
By just
it makes sense.
Asking.
Yes.
Just ask.
Literally asking. Yep.
Just asking. And so there's so many different examples, but I think that, had I automated everything when I was building that handbag business on Poshmark, I wouldn't have had the connection with, especially with the people. Had I not gone in and answered questions, gave feedback, really was into it for the first 6 months.
Yep.
I wouldn't have known the power of it. I would have, so I think sometimes you have to take a step back, less automation at the start, do it manually, learn how it works, get hands on with it.
Yep.
I think it's hugely beneficial.
I don't disagree with any of this. In order to, there's a risk to this, right? Because
there is a risk. I know what you're
at some point you have to let go.
Yes,
if something's going to grow, right?
Yeah.
But
I have
in
that
order
problem.
to create.
Same.
That's why I'm trying to articulate this, because in order, you need to be able to understand what the business is, unless you are not, like, if you have partners, that's different, right? And you're going to say, okay, even if at your business, if we said, all right, Shannon, you're going to manage the Instagram here for Business Brain. Okay, fine. Presumably you and I as business partners in this venture trust each other, right? If we make that decision, okay, great. You're going to understand that. I might not. I might be the one that's okay, I'm going to publish the podcast. I'll do that. You trust me to do that. And we're a little bit blind to the mechanics of how each other is doing it. But even that, there's some risk there. But, you're balancing things, right?
Yes.
But in order to build a business, someone in the business needs to understand the business. And presumably a principal of the business needs to understand the business. And somebody in the business needs to develop the relationships with the other humans with whom you are going to transact business. Because without that human relationship, man, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I'm I think I go back to that when we had, I forget the guy's name from Tech Defenders on years ago, when he said, once someone can do it 75% as good as you can, you should. That's when you should offload it.
That's when you should offload it.
Maybe that's the same for the automation. Once you've learned it, you've set it up. Maybe the automation is, or something that's going to manage it for you.
Well, perhaps we could say this another way. You need to know the business well enough in order to program the automation. And I use the term program loosely here. I don't mean you're necessarily going to be writing code, but you're scripting something. You know, that's what an automation is. And you need to be able to tell it, or if you wind up using an AI agent, you need to be able to prompt it correctly to do the thing that you want it to do. Because, it like whatever we tell it to do, it will do. Well, if you don't tell it the right thing, it's going to do the wrong thing. So this is interesting.
Yeah, I'd love your take on it if you're listening. Feedback at businessbrain.show. Tell us your take on automation and what the timeline should be. But But wait, we have one more thing to do.
Wow. I got us.
We almost snuck out without giving away.
We almost became liars.
That's right. We've talked about Perplexity on the show quite a bit. Their AI services at perplexity.ai. You can get a free 1-year subscription to Perplexity Pro. I don't know what that normally costs, but it's
$20 a month.
It's $20. So that's awesome. As long as you have a PayPal account, you want to go to perplexity.ai/join. Oh, you're going to just have to go to the show notes because I can't.
The link's in the show notes. It's already there.
In the show notes. Businessbrain.show. Click on this episode. That's where you go. Yeah, go there. This episode will be out on Friday, the what is it? The 12th.
The 12th.
The 12th. So for the live streamers that are listening to now as we record this, but go there, click that link, get a free 1-year subscription to Perplexity Pro. It's awesome.
That's amazing. What a find, man. That's great stuff.
It's good. Came to me via the Tribe group, their Slack group, which is a great. The Tribe group's amazing. So it's cool.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
Hey, we're big.
We're big. We're huge in Japan and elsewhere. Yep, that's right.
We got over 500 people on the stream. That's awesome.
Love it.
Thank you for hanging out with us on the live stream today.
Go get your Perplexity Pro. You get a PayPal account, but you just go get. You can sign up for that for free too if you don't have one.
That's right.
So there you go. But you probably already do. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Yep, I started the episode by twisting my tongue, and I will end it by twisting my tongue. Yellow leather. Thanks for hanging out, and keep living that charmed life. Have a great weekend. See you next week.
See ya.